Welcome all. Today I'm here with a new chapter, chapter 3rd, two stories about flying. And in the first part of it, here is a combination of two. This chapter consists of two stories, two different stories. The first story is about his first flight, written by Liam O'Flaherty. The second is about Black Aeroplane, written by Frederick Forsyth. Okay, so here today we're going to learn the first part. The first story is first flight. Let me give you a little idea of this chapter. Here we're going to read about a young seagull who lived with his family, a family of 6 members, 2 brothers, 1 sister, and 2 parents, and the young seagull himself. So 2 plus 1, 3, 4, and 2, 6 members. So here it so happened that all the young siblings, brothers and sisters, though they were younger to the young seagull in age, or they had already taken the jump, they had already taken the plunge, and they had experienced their first flying. Flight is here means flying. Experienced their first flight. But this seagull was afraid of the depth, afraid of the hollowness and the sea under it. So because of this fear of falling from the ledge and then landing on this sea water and then dying, this fear stopped him from taking the plunge, taking the jump, and that's why he could not fly. He could not experience his flight. So to make him fly, the family left him there, and the family moved to the other ledge, other side. Here, this young seagull had to lived alone. In the meantime, the mother tried, father, mother both tried, so that he could muster the courage, he could gather the courage and take a jump, but he could not do so. Finally, when he was hungry, when he could not get any food there, and he was desperate to meet his family, desperate to join his family, this is when mother came, and she came with a bait, that is a piece of food or fish, say a bit of fish in her beak, that is holding a bit of fish in her beak. She came near the bird, tempting him to come and take the food. She did not land on the ledge but kept on flying, that is stationary position, and there near the young seagull. She then moved away from the seagull, and seagull was desperate to get the food, and in this attempt the seagull took the plunge for the food, and that is how the young seagull got the first experience of the flight, and that's why it is titled the first flight. So now let me explain you this passage, page number 32 to you. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His 2 brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. The seagull was alone. was left alone on the ledge Ledge here means uh, a flat a flat part of a hilltop. Flat part of hilltop, just like a table, flat, which is projecting, or say which is projected. Projected means coming out of the coming out of the, say, the mountain. That is if you look at the surface below, there is nothing, hollow. That is a hollow space. Hollow space, just like a table is there at the edge of the table, and there, if you fall, there is nothing. Yeah. So such kind of thing was there. That is called ledge. So the young seagull lived there on the ledge, was left alone there on the ledge. The family had moved away from there. His two brothers and his sisters had already flown away the day before. The day before only, the family had flown away from there, moved away from that ledge where they had been living previously with the young seagull. He had been afraid to fly with them. Since he was afraid to fly, so he was left alone there. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. Finally, he decided to jump, and then he ran towards the edge of the ledge, flapping his wings, but then he stopped. He stopped flapping the wings, and he stopped there and did not take a jump. Because again, he became afraid. He became conscious of the land, conscious of the area beneath. That is, there was nothing. It was hollow. Yeah, it was just something like a gorge. Yes, nothing down there, and underneath there was sea. So became conscious of the hollow space and conscious of falling from there. That is, falling from there. Yes, the great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. He became conscious of the sea beneath. That is, the sea was there under the ledge, and that was way down, miles down, say 100, 200 meters beneath that ledge was the sea. So he became conscious of that that situation, and that's why he stopped flying or stopped himself to take a jump from there. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. So this is morning, and when he became conscious of the hollow space down there, he stopped. He did not take the jump because he felt certain, he was sure that if his wings, that is, he was certain that his wings would not support him. He was not having the confidence. He thought that his wings, the small wings, would not support him, would not support his flight. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole. And so, if the wings did not support, so he would land on the water and he would die. And this thought stopped him from flying, and then he bent his head low and running back to the hole where he spent the night. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were fast shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away. He failed to muster up courage to take that plunge, which appeared to him so desperate. The day before only, when they the siblings, that is the brothers and sisters, two brothers and sister, both of them were younger to this young seagull in age. The wings were shorter than his one, yet they ran to the brink, that is the edge of the ledge, and then they took a jump, that is, they plunged. They took a plunge and they flew. They flew into the air, but he could not muster this courage to take this plunge, which appeared desperate to him, though it was desperate to him. He had to take the plunge, but he could not muster that much of courage. His father and mother had come around, calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on the air, on his ledge, unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move. When all other moved away, all other flew, and he did not. Our mother and father both came close to him. They shouted shrilly, harshly. They shouted. They scolded him. They threatened him to leave him alone on the ledge, but nothing worked, and he could not muster the courage. He could not gather the courage to take the plunge, because he was afraid for his life, because he was afraid that he would jump and he would die. So this is all for now. Thank you.